Hey, Josh Tigg, Running T Farms. Little earlier than normal cattle move this morning, and I wanted to talk just a little about that. It continues to amaze me, the progress that we see on our farm, on our landscape, since implementing non-selective grazing about 3 years ago. So I was setting up the cattle over there where they're at. The sun's kind of working against me there. I'll zoom in. We had two moves left in this grazing cell that I was planning to graze in 2 moves this morning. I already had our next one set up here for them to move into. Knew we were going to get some rain last night. They were saying we were going to get somewhere around 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. So didn't really worry about that. I knew that would not be enough to make much of a difference in our grazing plan due to wet conditions, because I knew we could take a 1/10 or 1/4 of an inch and never even notice it. We got 0.8 of an inch last night. We got a pretty big storm cell that came through, rained pretty hard. Checked the rain gauge this morning early before daylight because I knew we had gotten a good bit of rain. And I thought, gosh, I better get over here and get these cows moved early before they get up and start milling around here where they've already grazed. In the past, I know from experience that with almost 1 inch of rain in the winter time, just because the soil is a little less active, the plants are a little less active, they're not actively taking up water. Temperatures are cooler, length of daylight's shorter, all those things, kind of add up to, it can get really puggy really quick. And traditionally, with almost 1 inch of rain, we could have had significant pugging at the stock density that these cows would be at. So I got over here at daylight this morning, rolled up the fence right quick. Most of the cows were still laying down. Gave them those 2 breaks, and I thought, well, I better get up here and rearrange my setup to give them a lot more area today than I had planned to give them. But upon walking up here to reset this fence, I was just amazed at there's no mud. So I want to just show you. I mean, we just got tremendous water infiltration here. The ground is not puggy at all. So I actually decided that we're just going to keep right on at the same stock density. We're grazing at about 700,000 pounds to the acre roughly. As you can see here, very good harvest efficiency. This is a very good quality stockpile. I just wanted to get down here close. You can see those plants are grazed down within about 1 inch of the soil, 1.5 inches. We're probably harvesting 85% of the available forage. And everyone says, if you graze 85% of the plant, look at all, you're leaving your ground bare and uncovered. Do you see bare ground here anywhere? What we do have is the remaining little bit of litter is trampled completely down in contact with the ground. But make no mistake, that's not my goal, is to trample down a bunch of litter. My goal is to harvest just as much of this grass as we possibly can. Because there's a pretty good volume of grass here, this is not the biggest quantity stockpile, but it's very good quality. We're getting about 175 animal days to the acre off of this stockpile. But you can see there, just primarily Kentucky 31 fescue stockpile, just as far as you can see there, and it's at good quality. So we're not having to keep the stock density super high to get very good harvest efficiency on it. So several years ago, this would not have happened. This has been stockpiled season long last year, and it's hard to explain what those long, season-long rest periods do for your soil structure, the roots of your plants, I'm sure the fungi in the soil. Too many things to even be concerned with going on there. So I don't try to focus on all that detail. I just know that I can tell with an inch of rain, the ground's not even puggy. You can tell that there's been no runoff whatsoever. We captured that whole inch of rainfall on the last day of January. And I'm going to keep right on grazing at 700,000 pounds of stock density. So there's magic in that long rest period in relationship to what it does for the soil and what it does for the production of that land in subsequent years. There's also magic in the herd effect that we see during the grazing period when you're grazing at these really high stock densities with these really high utilization grazings, high harvest efficiency grazing. Make no mistake, the most of the soil improvement, I believe, and there's a lot of research now that they're coming out that the actual soil improvement, the majority of it happens during those long rest periods, not where you're actively grazing. But there is tremendous mineral cycling, tremendous soil aeration, and we get to do that at very high stocking rates while making the most of the forage we're growing, keeping very high quality forage in front of our cattle, you know, during the growing season. It's just a phenomenal system, and we have seen tremendous improvement in our land base, and it beats anything I've ever seen. So as I said in previous video, I will be speaking at the North Carolina Forage and Grasslands Winter Conference, February the 20th in Hickory, North Carolina. It's going to be a great conference. We're going to be talking all about non-selective grazing, what we've seen, the journey that it took us to get here. And I hope everyone can come out and join us. I'll put a registration link in the comments below. And I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of your weekend. And as always, you can check us out online at runningtbeef.com. You can like us on Facebook at Running T Beef. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure and click that like and subscribe button on your way out. And everybody have a great weekend.